Hello guys, I'm back with my second video today, and today we are going to discuss about the nasal cavity, in Latin known as the cavum nasi. Actually, basically the cavity of nose is subdivided into two parts, left and the right, by the nasal septum in between. And the two halves which open anteriorly on the face are by the nostrils and posteriorly on the inferior side with the nasopharynx with the cohane. In figure you can see the conge and the posterior opening and the anterior opening also. Mainly the nasal cavity is made up of the roof, the floor, the medial bone and the lateral bone. The roof is mainly formed by the frontal bone along with the nasal bone from the superior side. Middle part is by the cribriform plate of the ethmoidal bone and posteriorly the sphenoidal bone. Next is the floor, median floor base of the nasal cavity. It's mainly by the palatine processes of the maxillar bone and posteriorly the backside by the palatine bones, the horizontal plates, and the medial wall, which is known as the septal wall, formed by vomer bone from inner side and perpendicular plate of the ethmoidal bone at the superior side and the anteriorly inferior by the septal cartilage. The main number is the lateral walls of the nasal cavity. They are also connected by the paranasal sinus, and they have mainly the palatine bones, medial pterygoid plates, the labyrinth of ethmoidal and the inferior concha. There are mainly three concha: inferior, superior and the medial concha. The lateral walls is also divided into vestibules, nasal concha and the meatus. First of all, the concha. The mainly concha are some small bony plates. They are surrounded by some membranes, mucosal membranes. The mainly three: superior, middle and the inferior nasal concha, as we discussed earlier. And next are the meatuses. Meatuses are between the concha, lateral concha and below and lateral. Below to the concha and also the laterals. So in between are the concha and laterally are the meatus. There are mainly four: superior, middle, inferior and the sphenoethmoidal recess formed by recess of junction of the sphenoethmoidal. The next are the paranasal air sinus, which are connected to the nasal cavity from the lateral sides. Mainly they are basically filled with air, and the main function of nasal sinus is humidifying the air inspired and also diminishing the weight. Means they make the skull lightweight, otherwise the skull would be a heavy. And the next are the resonance to the voice. They also add resonance to the voice. And next are the sinuses. Four types of sinuses. As we discussed paranasal sinuses, there are four divided: maxillary, frontal, sphenoidal and the ethmoidal, coming from the bones. As per the names we can see the maxillary from the maxillar bone, frontal from the frontal bone, sphenoidal from the sphenoidal bone, ethmoid from the lateral part of the ethmoidal bones. And main function we should accept is frontal sinus. Except frontal sinus, all are present in the infantile stage. And next comes the pharynx. The pharynx actually is a fibromuscular tube, fibrous along with the muscular, mixing of the fibro and muscular. The semicircular tube directly located in the front of the vertebral column. Actually it's divided into three parts: nasopharynx, oropharynx and the laryngopharynx. Nasopharynx is the topmost part of the pharynx, which has four openings, two for the nasal cavity and two for the auditory tubes. Its superior borders are the pharyngeal formula and the inferior borders are the pharyngeal isthmuses. And by the posteriorly it's connected to the oropharynx. Oropharynx is directly situated under the soft palate of the cavity and inferiorly by the tongue and the epiglottis, with the elastic epiglottis. And it has two main lingual tonsils and the palatine tonsils. It connects the nasopharynx with the laryngopharynx. It has got the opening of the isthmus, oral cavity. And next is the laryngopharynx. It's connected with the cricoid cartilage of the larynx, and it also has a main function, the connection of the oropharynx, the pathway of the pharynx. The last is the laryngopharynx. Superiorly are the epiglottis and the oropharynx, and inferiorly are the cricoid cartilage of the larynx. The muscles of the pharynx, for the activity of pharynx to engulf the peristaltic movements also, there are two mainly: outer circulars and the inner longitudinals. Outer circular are inferior, middle and the superior constrictors, and inner are the stylopharynges, salpinopharynges and the palatopharynges. So hope you like my next sub video of the upper respiratory tract, the cavum nasi and the pharynx. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.